Hi guys, and welcome to Let's Talk About ICE. I'm Zoe Dimitro from the Australian Anti-ICE campaign at Ipswich, and Andrea Sims can't be with you tonight as it is her anniversary. So happy anniversary, Andrea. We've got a special guest to talk to you tonight, Kelly, but first we'll just do our housekeeping. So on behalf of Andrea, Glenn and Aaron, who went to Townsville for our school workshops, we'd like to thank everyone at Up North Queensland that helped support us all the way. All the Rotaries, principals, deputies, each school and colleges who helped us. Thank you so much. We were able to teach more than 2,000 students about the dangers of ice, and it is a problem. So if you know someone or work for a school, or you think your community and school needs to know about us, now this is the time to do it. Book your school workshop now. Visit our website www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au or call us on 07 5665 6063. We'd like to thank Snap Stickers and e-stickers for printing our Not Even One stickers for all our students. Monteo and Charity Bay, we are working on something and we can't wait to announce it soon. Make sure you follow our socials, especially here on Facebook, to be updated. We have good finds in our op shop, guys. Make sure you follow the AIC op shop on Facebook. All our sales items are up. Very good items for a cheap price. Visit us at 204 Narang Street, Southport. We're open Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The AIC is joining the Gold Coast Rumble and helping Rotary in raising money for Rise Up. Rise Up helps women who are victims of domestic violence. We have a link on our Facebook page where you can donate. Just click the link. We are looking for volunteers interested in our website, www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, or send an application or your resume to volunteering@australianantiice.org.au. The number to call is 1-800-NO-TO-ICE, 1-800-6686-423. If you're looking for family support, you can call us at 0481 84455. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you now to Kelly Barnes, a new volunteer with an amazing story. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you.
That's awesome. So, Kelly, just tell us about how you got on ICE.
Okay, so I was an active addict for 5 years. I went through a lot of a traumatic childhood, pretty much. I grew up where a lot of abuse was involved. I had children very young. I was 15 when I had my daughter and 17 when I had my son, and just wasn't able to, think about any of the past, anything that had happened to me as a child. So everything I was just trudging on for my kids, Unfortunately, history repeated itself, and my daughter was also abused at the hands of my first husband. So during this time, I was the rug was completely ripped from under me. And it was kind of like, it was my whole world was gone. I had to rebuild, but I had to keep going for my kids. I kept going and going and going, and eventually I remarried a great guy. Had everything, the whole 9 yards, like 5 acres out at the beach. Had cars, boats, everything that your pretty little heart could desire. Great job. And then he worked away in the mines, and eventually we grew apart communication wise. So my relationship was failing. My daughter had moved out of home. It wasn't great the way she'd moved out. I had this big old house to myself pretty much, and the silence was deafening. And then my grandfather, who'd been my hero, my whole heart, my whole life, I nursed him away. Well, I nursed him for 5 days till he passed away. And that after that happened, the moment he took his last breath, that was that face. I couldn't get that out of my head. It haunted me, and eventually everything that I'd been through my life all came crashing down at me at once. So basically all the childhood trauma, everything that my kids had experienced, everything that I'd lived through came crashing in on me, and I had no idea how to deal with it. So that's when I found ice, and it helped me. Like I felt happy at the start of that addiction. Like I was able to feel joy and everything like that, instead of all the heartache and the unbearable pain that came with or when everything catches up with you and when you eventually break. Yeah.
So you started using it to get happy, to escape your trauma. So
yeah.
how long until things just started like crashing down on you? How long were you in the addiction before it started crashing down on you?
So I'd say probably about 2 years maybe into it, maybe a little bit earlier than that. I started dealing it as well.
Yeah.
I was approached from one of the top dealers there and asked to sell the product, which I did, and I did successfully make a business out of it, but not that that's good. But until things started going awry with my daughter, who was also living with me at the time, because I never used to do it in front of her or anything like that. But at that point, when things got bad, that's when I got really, I don't give a shit type of thing, and just let people come and go. And pretty soon I was raided, and that's when it sort of took a turn for the worse. The person who I was seeing at the time then took over my duties, and basically I helped him build an empire. And he was a very abusive, very violent, psychotic man who he was delusional. He had audio hallucinations and all sorts of stuff like that. Drug-induced psychosis, very much so. It goes into.
You broke up with your partner. You broke up with your partner in the mines.
Yeah. He drove. He left. So we were supposed to be moving to Darwin. We'd lost our home in Cyclone Debbie. Basically, we had no insurance with the mining downturn. Everything had gone pretty much, spiraled out of control. And he wasn't able to deal with it. So he internalized a lot of his feelings, and that's basically how the communication sort of started to break down between the two of us. And like, we're still really good friends to this day. And I know now that what we had was very real. At that time though, all I'd known to be was a mother. Like, that's all I knew from the age of 15. All I knew that I was a mother and a wife. So you take those two things out of the picture, I had no idea who I was. I had no purpose left. I really thought I was on this big journey of self-discovery and to find out who I was, apart from being that mother and that wife. And I think at the end of it, what I found was that I wasn't lost. I was just confused, because a mother and a wife is who I am. So yeah.
So what point, like what like how much hell did you go through with this drug?
Wow. So like I said at the beginning, I was happy. Like, I thought and of course in drug addiction, there's no friends in drug addiction. There's no mates. There's no loyalty. There's nothing. It's just, it's a succubus. The drug just sucks the life from you. All that remained of me was a hollowed shell. I was walking around in tears constantly. I was so consumed by this man, and to the point where I actually tried to commit suicide on a few different occasions.
This is what ice does to people, doesn't it? It gets
absolutely. So those feelings that I had of euphoria and happiness were replaced pretty quickly over that 18 months to 2 year period with just the comfortably numb feeling where I could face the day. I became a functioning addict, so I slept, ate, and appeared to everyone else as a non-human being. But without that drug, it was living hell. I would have heart palpitations going without it for one day. It was that hectic.
It is that hectic, eh?
Yeah, really. Yeah. So basically everything that I had dealt with, bring the domestic violence situation into the whole thing, like it was wow. Like, I've never, standing on the outside looking in, I can't even believe that was me. Like, I can't believe that I went through that much, and it feels like a whole lifetime ago now, you know.
Yeah.
But it's very real. Like, and I think the drug actually helped me to get through that at that time, because if I didn't have, like, I used it as a crutch, I'm pretty sure, you know. I wasn't just emotionally prepared to deal with what was happening in my life. I was so alone. Like, I had the worst feelings. Like, I could be in a room with that many people and so alone. Like, no one understood me. No one knew where I was coming from. Like, I just felt like this, like something, I didn't have a purpose. I didn't belong. There was nowhere for me to be.
Yeah, and that's what ice does to you. It isolates you. Hey, you don't have any friends in ice world, and
no,
you don't know yourself in ice world. Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Yeah, I pushed all my family away, like even my daughter, my son, my mum, everyone. Like, I pushed them all away, and that wasn't just because of my addiction to the ice. That was also to do with the domestic violence relationship that I was going through, because I felt that it would be selfish of me to continue to ask them to watch me fade away to a shadow and continue to go back to the same thing all the time, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So what actually made you just turn away from this and get clean? How did that come about? Like, was there an event that was so bad that you're like, can't do this anymore? I've had enough of this now. Like, was there one event, or was it just all this stuff?
It was definitely a build up. So basically, it was a build up of the partner, like I said, the guy that I was with at the time. I had fallen pregnant to him, and found out through his infidelities that I had been given 2 STIs. I did stop my ice addiction at that time. I had gone into the doctor due to him calling me and saying that there was some results in my bloods that he wanted to talk about. I came back to the doctor and he told me that I'd contracted 2 STIs, and I asked him if that was the reason why I'd miscarried, and he said more than likely yes. So there was that. There was the fact that he'd had a child behind my back without me even knowing. While we were together, he had children that I looked after constantly. Like, I committed my life to them, and also just the constant abuse. And his audio hallucinations meant that if he thought I'd said something, the more I thought that I didn't say it, the worse off I'd be. So it was just basically I was living a shallow existence. And then, so at the end of it all, basically he broke it off with me, which I'm grateful for, because I never would have left, I don't think. And so I just got so consumed by him that I was walking around constantly in tears all the time, every day, every second, every minute of every day. And I just felt like my life was not worth living. I felt like I'd let my children down. I felt like where we lived in a small town, that my daughter was, that I disrespected my children's name. That I was walking around the mother of, an ice addict, the mother of this beautiful young girl who had been through so much herself and just needed a mother, and I wasn't there. And I used to think that committing suicide was a coward's way out, and it wasn't until I was standing there making that decision myself that I realized how brave it was, like how much guts it takes for you to feel that way, that nothing's ever going to get better and that's the only answer that there is. I actually tried to commit suicide by hanging myself with an extension cord. The extension cord was plugged into the power still. The power cut out, and the person who I was staying with at the time came to investigate why the power had cut out. When she came down, she found me hanging there. I don't remember any of this. She says I was out for about 10 minutes. All I remember is waking up in the hospital, and I was in the mental in D ward, I call it D ward, for about a week. I couldn't talk for a week or so, and my throat was all swelling. It was then that I realised I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain to stop.
Yeah.
So a great friend of mine convinced me to come down to the Gold Coast. And it was while I was down here, I think I got a lot of it out of my system, having kids young and stuff like that. But like I didn't get to experience being a teenager much. And she's frozen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry. You just cut out there for a minute. Sorry. And still cut out.
So
yeah, so basically, yeah, I come down to the Gold Coast. This was about almost a year ago now, a bit more longer than a year ago, probably about 15, 16 months ago. And I got it all out of my system pretty much. And and in the end, I did use another drug to crutch my weaning off the ice. But then one day I just woke up and I thought, I've had enough of this. Like, I can't live like.
It's cutting out again. Yeah, so you'd had enough and you couldn't live like this. That was the last part I heard. Sorry.
Here we go. Sorry. We're back.
The last part we heard was that you had enough of this. You couldn't live like this. Yeah, that was the last part I heard.
Yeah. So I rang my mum, and basically I just wanted to for my legacy in life not to amount to all my experiences and my pain that I'd gone through. I wanted to rise above. I've always known that my life had a greater purpose, that there was, nothing inside of me has ever come from a bad place. Everything I've always done has always come from my heart, and it's always come from a good place. I've never intentionally been that sort of person that's vindictive or nasty or anything like that. And so I just wanted to find that again inside myself, and to know that there are other people out there that aren't going to take advantage of that don't want to rip me apart just for shits and giggles. And because having a good heart in this life, like in this world, sometimes it's not easy. People
well, having a good heart in Icewear was just so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you just
exactly. Yeah. So I rang my mum basically, and I said, come and get me. And she came to the coast, spent a couple of days with me, and we packed up all my stuff into a Toyota Camry and drove home to my mum's place in Redcliffe. And that's where I began my journey. And it's pretty much haven't looked back since then. Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been clean for, Kelly?
It will be 1 year at the end of next month.
Awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
So your mum took you away. Did you go to rehab or?
No.
You didn't? Your mum took you away?
Yeah, she took me away. So I just went home with my mum and my nephew, my little he's a gorgeous little boy, and him, I found the spirit that I'd lost through my addiction. Like, he gave it back to me. He gave me back the happiness, the purpose, the spirit, all the fun and the joy in life. He gave me that back. I was able to find that through him. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So what would you tell people about, like, who are thinking about using this drug?
I'll tell you now, it'll take everything away. It will take not just your possessions, your material things. It will take away who you are, your soul, your core, the things that make you, your moral fiber, everything, your backbone, you sell your soul to the bloody devil for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And what would you say to the people that are watching this now that are on ice and they're trying to get out and they just don't know how to get out?
Just keep looking, keep trying, don't give up. It's never ever too late. It's never too late to turn your life around, and I'm proof of that. Like, I've always searched, like I said, for the greater purpose in my life, for knowing and wanting that. I believe what I'm here for is something greater than what I've been through. I'm bigger and better than the things I've experienced. And you don't have to be your past. You don't have to live there. You don't have to take it with you. You just have to, just keep going. Just keep looking forward. If you fail today, that tomorrow's a new opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't think that just because today you've mucked it up, that tomorrow, you know, that has to be the way it is. You can always try again tomorrow.
Yeah. So what about like your family? Like, were your family around? Was just your mum around, or did you have any other support like when you were on this?
No, I had no support. I pretty much blocked everyone out. And of course, I was the person that everyone was talking about around the kitchen table, but no one would say anything to my face. And, you know, that's fine. I understand that 100%. But I'm not, you know, I have no bad feelings towards any of my family. I understand completely 100%. I did have one auntie that was there for me no matter what. And, you know, even if it meant for me to just be, you know, coming and getting a cigarette off her or anything like that. And she just want to spend time with me and make sure that I was okay, and that, you know, she wouldn't pass judgment on me, and she would, you know, just want to be there and make sure I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's really good, because most of the time when we get in addiction, we lose all our family, we lose all our friends, you know, all the good ones anyway. Yeah, so just, you know, the drug dealers ain't friends.
Oh, absolutely not. No way, they are not your friends. And let me tell you, they'll be the first ones to sell you out.
Yeah.
You know, my family. Like I said, my grandfather and his passing, it took a lot out of me. I didn't realize just how close I was to him. Growing up, he was my role model. He was the only man I've ever trusted in my life. He was a man that I could go into his bed when I was hungover as hell, like in my 20s, and just want to curl up under his blanket, because he always had the electric heater on, like the electric blanket, and and he'd have the aircon cranking, and like he was amazing. He was the most. It was helping him pass was both the most horrible and most humbling experience I've ever had. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat, but honestly, it changed me. It flicked a switch in me that I was broken in his passing. It felt like I had no, like, if he can go, if I can lose something like that, then what's the bloody point, you know?
Yeah. So do you think that, like, did you have any counselling for the grief of your grandfather?
No, I didn't. No, I was just expected to, I was pretty much, it wasn't that I was expected. It wasn't said of me. It wasn't said that, but I was pretty much forgotten in everyone else's grief. Yeah.
Right. So that's just what switched it to, I'm going to take drugs to feel good.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just that. That was the icing on the cake. It was the build up of the loss of my home, the loss of my, like, with my husband, my daughter moving out of home, all of that. So it was a build up of all those things. But yeah, that was the icing on the cake that tipped me over the edge. Yeah.
So like, how long were you in the active addiction for, Kelly? Kelly.
5 years. Yeah.
5 years. 5 years is a long time. Yeah.
5 years, every day, every single day.
And how much were you using?
Oh wow, it would vary depending on the quality, obviously. Pretty much, I kept my addiction to a minimum. Obviously, I had to, financially and that sort of thing. But basically, probably at my worst, I would have been using probably a half ball a week. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's about $600-700.
Yeah.
$600 or $700. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You were dealing with your habit. You got into this domestic violence relationship. It's very abusive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Took your place to suicidal. So how do you recover from that? Are you now still suicidal? Do you have any? No, it's all gone.
Yeah, removing myself and being able to understand how consumed I was in that addiction, and how consumed I was in that relationship. It took a lot for me, and it was very hard, because I was 100% wholeheartedly in love with him. Like, take away the drug, I was very much in love with someone. It wasn't him though. It was a mask. It was a facade. It was a stranger. It wasn't the real him. And that's what I found so hard to understand and believe, that in my heart that it couldn't possibly be that he tricked me for that long, like if I found it really difficult to get over that, and I continued to make excuses for him. Once I got over that relationship, and moved forward with my life, and it didn't mean that I was seeing other people or anything like that, because it took me like pretty much 14, 15 months to get past that, that I realized, like I said, it's looking back now, seems like a whole another life. Like it feels like I didn't even live that. Like I can't believe that I went through the things that I went through. Like my liberty was deprived for 48 hours. Like I was locked in a camper van for bloody 48 hours. Things that I cannot believe that I went through.
What happened to you when you were locked in this camper van for 48 hours?
He came in to abuse me and rape me and all sorts of things like that. Yeah, over the period of, and I only had just a bucket to wee in, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was your boyfriend?
Yeah, my partner at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the time, like the drug helped to numb me. So almost like when you're a child, a coping mechanism you do is you detach yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
That's something that I'd obviously carried through to my adulthood, and I was able to do that through a lot of the times, and the drug helped me to do that. It helped me also to make excuses for him, and it helped him to get to keep control over me through my addiction.
Yeah, right. So you were just pretty much hooked there because of the ice. You kept staying there for the ice,
Oh, not just for that, for the kids as well. I was 100% in love with him and the children as well. But yeah, he definitely had it over me. Like with the violence situation, I'd say I'm never going back. I'm never going back, and then my cravings would get the better of me, and then basically I'd be straight up into him again.
Yeah. Okay.
Knowing full well that going back there, that I was going to cop it.
Yeah, and you still go back just because you want the drug. It's just
absolutely, and because I wanted to get back. Like I used the drug to stay with him, like to get back towards him, to gravitate towards him. It was weird. It was a really unusual relationship.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's just amazing that this drug can have such a hold on anybody. And I know it from first-hand experience as well, that you just keep going back and you just put up with hell. And it's all about getting that next high because your frontal lobe stops thinking, and your amygdala takes over, and this is all you can think about. Okay. So we've got a question. Yeah. And so the question is from Kelly Parsons. Did you do jail time? And how was your relationship with your children? Did your daughter end up going down the same path? So did you do jail?
No, I didn't. When I was raided, thankfully I'd never been in trouble with the police before. Like I said, my whole life prior to the addiction, I had it all. Like I really did. Come from, like, I worked my guts out for it. It wasn't never handed to me. Like I had a good relationship, everything like that. It was great. But then, the one thing after the other led me down that path. But I was thankfully enough. So no, I didn't do jail time. I was hit with an $800 fine and no conviction recorded, because previous experience, my job was in community services. So a conviction recorded would have meant that going forward, it would be hard for me to find gainful employment. Yeah.
So did you get done with much drugs?
Yeah, I got done with just under a half a ball.
Oh, yeah.
Some MDMA, 50 mils of fantasy, 12 utensils, and 2 sets of scales.
Wow.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So she's asking, how is your relationship with your children now? I'm guessing she wants to know.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I continue to contact my daughter, and that's, I'm striving very hard. Like, this is the path I'm on now. I believe will eventually lead her back to me. I do try to message her, but I understand, with her own abuse and everything growing up. I did become emotionally unavailable as a mother.
Yeah.
And she always used to say that I didn't love her, that she, you know, that I never cared about her, that I never loved her. And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand why she felt that way, because I'd be with her. I was constantly there all the time. I was, you know, I was just pushing her to do better, to go through school. She went to grade 12, you know, everything I did for her because I loved her. But I failed to communicate that emotionally. I was emotionally unavailable. So I never really hugged my daughter after the abuse. I never, and I understand, as coming out of the addiction, I understand how she feels that I never loved her. It's because when you love someone, you acknowledge their pain. I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't acknowledge how she felt, because I thought, no way, like, how can you say I don't love you, you know? But yeah, it's because I didn't acknowledge her pain. I understand that now.
You're not in your right mind either. You tried to block out that she was abused, and you probably tried to shut that out of your mind. And,
yeah, absolutely, I did. Yeah.
I can understand that.
My daughter didn't end up going down the same path. No, she didn't. Thankfully, thank the Lord. She's been very anti-drugs. Especially with ice, seeing a lot of her friends go through school and lose themselves to, you know, as we say, like you lose everything going down that path. It gave her a just distaste for that from an early age. And she's a very stubborn, very headstrong woman, and very proud of who she's become. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with the person that she is. I'm very, very proud of her.
Well, that's so good. Sometimes, like, when they see us go through this, it's just a big off, you know, like they know firsthand what it does to the family. It's going to destroy the family. It's going to kill everything you love. You know, it's going to take you down this path of destruction. You know, it's a complete living hell. Being an ice complete living hell, and it's not easy to stop. So I admire you, Kelly, for being able to stop. Like, what was that like? Like, your mum's taking you away, and how did you cope with that? Like, did you just stay at her house, or far away?
No, because I'd used another drug, so I used fantasy as a crutch to wean myself off the ice. Not recommended, highly, obviously not recommended. But that's just my personal experience. That's how I managed to wean down my ice addiction. And then from there, like I said, I just pretty much, my mum came and got me. I went to her place. We were very crowded, living in a 2-bedroom unit in a complex, and a 3-bedroom, with my brother and my nephew and my mum and her husband. And then we moved into a place where I was able to live downstairs. But in the first few weeks, my mum was very hands-on, and she was great. She has been hands-on the whole time. It's brought us, this addiction has brought us so much closer together. We never had much of a relationship growing up with her. I'm the eldest out of 10 kids on both sides, my mum and my dad. So I was 10 kids. I didn't have no TV back then, apparently. No, but I love my mum and my dad dearly, but my mum and I always had a very touch and go relationship growing up. But this has definitely brought us so much closer. My mum never lets a day go past where she doesn't tell me she's proud of me, that she loves me. And without her, I can honestly tell you that I probably wouldn't have lasted this long. I would have relapsed. I would have, you know, I wouldn't have found. She's been my backbone. She's been everything that, you know, that a mother should be. And I'm so, so thankful to her. I'm so grateful for her.
Yeah, and like, if there's any parents watching or family watching with, you know, your loved ones in ice addiction, this is one thing that is helpful, is loving them. Keep the love on, and just keep loving them out of addiction, because more times than not, the loved ones will just, I can't deal with this. I can't see my daughter go through this anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And that leaves your daughter alone. That actually leaves your daughter alone. You know, it actually does. And then they have no way out. You could be their only hope. So if you know, and I know it hurts to be there and watch it. I fully know. I know it destroyed my parents watching me, but you know, for that love, to just love them unconditionally and love them where they're at, take them away, get them away from these people, you know, be there for them and understand the situation. This drug is so, just gets you so bound, and it's so hard to get free from. Yeah, it really is. And they can't even think for themselves. So if you can be that front lobe of their brain and think for them, and
Yeah.
get them out of the situation and love them where they're at, it can make the difference. So I really encourage any parents, loved ones are watching, just love them where they're at, love them out of it.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I think there's a difference between loving them and enabling them as well. Like my mother was able to separate that, and I still don't know how she's done it, but she did. Like if I rang up, so she never allowed me, she gave me money for like Christmas or birthday or something like that, only ever $50 or $100 or anything like that. And I think it was the thing with my mum and mine's relationship at the time was, and through my whole addiction, I didn't lie. I never lied. I never pretended that I was something that I wasn't. And I was in your face. I didn't care. Like if you're going to ask me, in my opinion at that time, I wasn't selling myself for the drug. I was paying for it out of my own way, like how, through whether it's through cleaning or working or whatnot. I was paying for it my own way. So, and I was a grown woman. So if you like it or lump it, pretty much that's what my opinion was back then. And I was able to be very candid with my mother and be honest with her through my addiction by she'd ring me and ask me if I was on it, and I'd be honest with her. So that was good to be able to, keep the lines of communication open, because I was so honest and raw with her. And I'd tell her everything I felt. Sometimes it'd be a couple of weeks or a month that we wouldn't talk for. But at the end of the day, when I needed her, she was always there emotionally. If I'd rang her like through the pain and the feeling of my guts being ripped out, like the heartache, and it honestly just takes everything away from you. It rips your soul out. And through all that pain and that heartache, she was the only person that I ever knew would answer the phone. Didn't matter what time it was. And she just listened to me.
Yeah. And that's
no
so
judgment.
Important. Yeah. And we've even got buddies. If you're a loved one and you want to support your loved one through ice addiction, we've got that support with AIC. And you can just call 1-800-NO-TO-ICE. Family support is 0481 844 555. Yeah, because we all need to know how to handle this. Like, there's no point going, I don't want to talk to them, because if Kelly's mum wasn't there, where would Kelly be? She'd probably still be in ice world.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Thank God for your mum, Kelly.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, and now I've been given the opportunity to I write poetry as well. So through my addiction and through the experiences I've had through my life, I've always found the way to express myself was to write, and I write a lot of poetry. It's very raw, it's very real, and it's very confronting. But I don't. Yeah, I don't hold anything back. So, and I've been able to be offered here at the AIC the opportunity to perhaps publish my work and for them to promote it. So moving forward, that's a massive thing for me. It's a validation. It's a new purpose. It's what a whole new life looks like for me.
Okay, Kelly, we've got another question from Rick Stanley. How do you like recovery today, and what does that look like now? Okay,
that's a hard question to answer, because it varies from day to day. Like I still have down days where I feel like, not that I ever want to go back to using the drug. That's out of my system now. I do not have cravings for it anymore. Like I've definitely got it out of my system, and I definitely don't want to go back to it. But just the sense of still being a little bit lost. Still trying to find my purpose, that greater good, that greater purpose that I've been on this journey for, and still missing my daughter, still very much missing my child, wanting her to be back, just craving, missing her face, missing the sound of her voice, all those things. Yeah, so I'm still a work in progress.
We all are, Kelly.
Yeah.
How old is your daughter, Kelly?
My daughter's 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll be 24 this year. Yeah.
I think sometimes it just takes time, and once she sees that, my mum's clean and my mum's actually turned her life around and she's trying to help drug addicts now, it's it's really going to impact her.
I hope so. Yeah. I just want her to be proud. I just want to have my life to have meaning, and my legacy to be something, not what I've experienced, not the pain and the hurt that I've been through. I want it to be something positive that's been, that I've turned it around, that I'm not what was done to me. I'm I rose above, and I'll still rise every single time. Doesn't matter how many times I'm beat down. Like, doesn't matter how many times I'm in that dirt. I'll still get up and I'll still keep going.
Yeah, you're victorious, not a victim.
Yeah, no, definitely not. No victim here. Never.
Yeah. That's where we change our mindset, when we go from being a victim, to victorious, because we can have this poor pity me attitude. It's not going to get anyone anywhere. It doesn't
absolutely
work.
not. No.
So I'm really inspired by your story. We have another question. What is going on with your son, Kelly?
Okay, my son is in South Australia. I'm actually a grandmother. Don't tell anyone. We just told the world, but I'm a grandmother. So my life, my relationship with him is still pretty strained as well. I'm hoping that he's on his own sort of little path as well at the moment. But I'm hoping in the near future to be able to hold my grandson for the first time, and I know then that'll be a little piece of my heart that's mended. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So how old did you say your son was? Did you say, sorry?
So yeah, he'll be 22. He's 22 now. Yeah.
And he's dad.
He's a dad. Yeah. A 2-year-old. So not
I hope this actually gets out there and he can see, his mum's recovered,
I love you, my boy.
Yeah. So I really hope. Yeah. So, any other your family, have you been reconciled to any other your family? Is your other any other?
Yeah.
Children? Yeah.
So with my dad, I've seen my dad again. Our relationship became pretty strained, and him and my uncle were actually going to come up and get me out of the domestic violence situation that I was in at one stage. And basically I got sucked back in and gave them a ring and said, look, don't worry about coming up. They were coming up all the way from Brisbane to where I was living up in North Queensland. And I pretty much, put a stop to that. And from then on, everything became kind of strained. My uncle that was there at that time that was coming to help him actually has been a constant in my life. He's a great person. He's a great human. Him and his wife really, really are the epitome of the Australian battler. They've been through a lot of loss and a lot of trials and tribulations in their life, and they still have been together after 30 years, and they still find the ability to laugh. Like, they're my inspiration. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you just haven't been reconciled with your kids yet?
No, I work hard towards that, and I think it's a journey for them as well. That once they're ready, I can't push that upon them. That needs to be 100%. Their idea.
I think when they see, you know what I mean, like there's difference when we talk. We can all talk. Talk's cheap, but when they see you, recovered and going on and doing greater things, that's undeniable, and that's just powerful.
I hope so. I really do. So I'll be going to church for the first time this Sunday. So it's something I was brought up by a devout Catholic grandmother. And I've always had a faith, but not in I've always believed that I don't believe God is something exterior to like, it's not an entity unto itself. I think it's found in all of us. And I think so my higher power, I'm going to discover that hopefully along the way. And I definitely believe that, as my housemate says, new people, places and things. So trying to find different people, being, surrounded by positive instead of negative, and hopefully find other people that are on not the same path, but that are like-minded and positive as well.
Yeah. So what helped you in recovery? Like, did you have any hobbies or that the viewers could think of doing if they're in recovery that could help them? Is there any advice that you could say, this helped you doing this? You said writing before.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're not poetic, even if you can't string words together, to get it out of your head and out of your heart and actually down on paper is actually, yeah, is actually, you know, it's so therapeutic. It helps, and it helps you to look back and think, wow, like helps you to see how far you've come as well. To reach out to other people that are going through the same thing, or organisations such as the AAIC support, like. You know, to anyone and everyone that you can think of. All it takes, you know, is one message, one call.
Did you hear about the AIC before when you're in addiction at all?
No, I googled it. I googled places that could help me when I first started into recovery, because, like I said, I felt really alone. Like I felt like no one understood where I was coming from. No one understood the path that I was on.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So it was hard.
Yeah. So,
How I
yeah.
found the ARC was actually a recent ex of mine found out that another DV relationship, but I was stronger this time and was able to walk away before it got too bad. But yeah, so in leaving him, I found out a whole heap of lies and drama, and anyway, found out, got in touch with his ex. And so she has had a similar path to me, and she invited me down to the Gold Coast to come and meet her and everything. We actually share the same birthday, and and same ex, and among other things, we're very similar in personality and characteristics and humour. Wow, we are so funny. We are hilarious. But anyway, yeah. So she invited me down here, and she's a volunteer. Works here at the AAIC, and yeah, so getting to know her, and that's sort of how I came across the AAIC. Was able to, and she introduced me to Andrea and some of the other staff and volunteers here, and I've instantly, as soon as I came in here, I've had this sense of belonging.
Yeah. So, do you think, like, what would you say to other addicts now knowing about what AIC does? What would you say to them? Would you say to be contacting us? What would you say? Like,
I'd say, yeah, absolutely. Just reach out. It just takes, like I said, just that one phone call, that one walk in, just that one step of courage, that one, you know, each day at a time, one step at a time. Yeah.
Did you do any like NA or, you know, ATODs or anything like that?
I went to a couple of NA meetings, but I found that it wasn't really for me, because I was on a different wavelength to a lot of people. So I was some of them, you know, had been sober for 2 years and whatnot, and all that sort of stuff. I just found that it was sort of monotonous.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to be stimulated. yeah, mentally stimulated. So it was sort of, yeah. But each to their own, I guess.
Yeah.
I just handled a lot of it on my own shoulders. Like I felt like I'd done this to myself, so I had to get through it by myself. I had to prove how strong I was. Like this was a test, like a big test of strength for me. If I could come back from this, I can come back from anything.
Yeah, and you can, and you know, it's amazing that you can actually do it, because only 2% out of 100 get out of the ice addiction. You know, like you're one of those.
Honestly, yeah, I honestly feel unbreakable, unbeatable. Like there's nothing that's gonna ever, you know, I'm never gonna stay down, never, and I'll never go down that path again. That's for sure.
Yeah. So good, Kelly.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell the people who wants to stop using drugs but is scared that they will not have any future? Like, what can you tell them?
If you stay on that drug, then chances are you aren't going to have a future. But like I said, it's that one step of courage. It's that one courageous decision that you make that can change the way your life goes. Like it can, you know, it's that one person that you ring, it's that one decision that you make, it's that one turn that you decide to do differently that day. That you know, with ice there is no future. With drugs, with any drug, there is no future. There's no, you're never ever going to have a foreseeable, there'll never be happiness. You'll never have true happiness inside your heart.
Yeah, that's right, it's just a fake thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. And it's just one choice from changing your whole life, really. It's just that one
Yeah.
choice, one step to say, I've had enough. I'm calling the
Yeah.
AIC today. I need a buddy. I need support.
Yep.
I need help out of this addiction. And guys, we will help you. We actually are here to help
Absolutely.
you. We're not going to bring the cops or anything like that. We're here to
No.
help. We're all, we're all recovered addicts. We know what it's like to have, drug psychosis, all the voices in your head, but we're here to help you. So if anyone watching this, I honestly, I urge you to call. I urge you to call and get some help, because this drug is going to just rob and kill, steal, destroy you. It's just going to just break you.
Yeah.
So just.
I think in closing that I think that we're all searching for a greater purpose. We're all searching for what we're supposed to, where we're going in life, and all that sort of jazz. But we all need support. You can't do it by yourself, and you don't, it's okay to be broken. It's okay to feel alone, and you just need, some of them need to know, we all need to know that we're not alone, and
yeah. So I just love your story, Kelly. I'm just so inspired that you went away and you got out of this, and you've turned your life around, and I really just pray that you are reconciled to your children. This mother's heartache. I know that myself.
It's the only thing that's left. Yeah.
So I'm sure that you've inspired many people today.
Thank you.
And I thank you for being brave and coming on here and sharing your story, because it does take guts and it is raw. And I just want to encourage anyone that needs help to call 1-800-NO-TO-ICE or visit our website, www.australianantiice.com. AustralianAntiIceCampaign.org.au. And also, I'm starting an Ipswich office in Ipswich, and if anyone in Ipswich has been clean off drugs for 1 year, come and see me. Facebook me. I need your help. I just want to get all these kids in Ipswich educated, and I'm here to help anyone in Ipswich to get off ice. So we're really here to help, guys. And if anyone would like to donate to Ipswich to get us up and running, we're trying to raise $10,000 to get an office and an op shop open. To just help the city of Ipswich would be awesome. Ree will put those links in the comments if you want to donate to Ipswich. If you want to donate to Townsville, we're starting in Townsville too, guys. Australia-wide, Gold Coast, wherever you want to donate, you can just put in there where you want to donate to. Just put a little reference. It's all tax write-off. This is a great work that we're doing. We're volunteers, and we can't do this alone without, the community support.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm so glad to have you on board, Kelly, that you're going to be working on the AIC. It's so good. It's so awesome to turn a negative into a positive, and
it is
strength to strength for you, girl. Yeah. And we've also got buddies. If anyone needs a buddy, so if you're in trapped in ice world right now and you need buddies, you need someone to help you get out of this. You need someone to, get you into doctors, get you into rehab, get you into counseling. Just be there to talk to on the phone. We're here to talk to. We're not going to judge you. We just want to help you. We're really here to help. You can message us on Facebook and we'll contact you and we'll get you a buddy. So just thank you, guys. And not even once.
Yeah.
Not even once for us, okay? Because this is where it's going to take you. It's going to take you on a, path of destruction.
Riches to ruin.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us live tonight. And we'll wrap it up, eh?
Yeah, no, whackers. Nice to meet you. Bye.